her heart tonight. She makes the moon shine. She makes the stars.
Hey, welcome to the Floor You podcast. I am Paul Pleshek, joined by Sonny Callahan, as always, the guru, the man. What? Not the guru?
The man butt? What?
Man butt. Oh, hell. Why not? Oh, this is PG. Sorry. Heck, why not?
Okay, good to know. I'm the man butt.
The man butt.
Well, you said everybody always calls you an ass, so there you go. Oh, wait, that's me. That's me. I apologize. How's it going, Sonny?
It's going well, man. How are you doing? I'm enjoying this nice weather down here, South Carolina. It's like 70 degrees, no clouds, no humidity. Tomorrow's going to be way worse. It's going to be like 65 degrees, no humidity, no
Got
clouds.
like 56 today, 58, something like that. It's
I got my.
52 over here.
I had to put a sweatshirt on.
52.
It's so cold. It got in the 70s.
Our guest today is a gentleman that we've gotten to know from the Flash Cove classes that we did in Pennsylvania at the Ardex facility. An installer that many of you know, Daniel Gonzalez. Daniel, thanks for joining us.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me.
What's going on, Daniel? Glad you could make it today, buddy.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to schedule these things, so.
Yeah, we have been trying to do this for a while, but it worked out good. I'm glad it worked out tonight. So
It's almost like everybody works all day and doesn't have time to do something like a podcast. It's weird.
I know.
Well, we did
Crazy.
get we did bring the swag out here for those of you
look at
watching.
that. I got mine on. I got the double on. See, look at that.
We guilted him into giving us stuff when we were out in Pennsylvania.
I know you guys couldn't stop talking about mine, so had to just throw them at your faces.
Yeah, we liked them.
Make
man.
you happy.
You guys do a good job with that.
I didn't mind you throwing the sweatshirt at my face, but geez, this mug was a little bit rough.
It didn't have any beer in it when he gave it to you. That's why.
Oh,
you didn't.
no, that's water. That's water. Whatever. Hey, it's 5 o'clock. Okay, it's 10:02. Here, it's 5 o'clock by you guys, so we're good to go.
It is.
Yeah. I was trying to think, Daniel. I'm assuming the best of my recollection here is we met through Flooring Installers of America, right?
Actually, no. We met in North Carolina at your guys' Resilient Essentials.
Class.
Yeah.
That's right. You came with William Thornton, or you were with William Thornton, and he introduced me to you. Yep.
Yeah,
we did the original heat weld.
Yep.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. I
And
forgot about that.
William got mad at me because people kept asking me questions, and I can't help but start answering questions as they're asked.
Yep. That's it. I remember now. That was our first attempt at a heat weld / flash code class. And that wasn't a certification. That was just a course that we did. We actually we had some pictures on our website there for a while, but yeah, that's what it was. That's where we met. Yep.
It was, and that was another one that was, seems like we try to do some of these things. That was a hurricane that came just before that. That had a massive impact on our ability to get attendance at that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so I guess I'll do my weekly call out. I'll call out William Thornton on this one, see if he's listening. I mean, we should have him on the show. I mean, granted, we'd have to make the podcast a 5-hour event if he was going to be on here. It could be an hour because there's no way he could only talk for an hour. See if I get a call from him.
So one of the reasons we couldn't get this together, you got some family in baseball, right? Your son?
Yep. My son playing baseball, and my niece is playing softball too. So my niece has been staying with us for I want to say since like December or something like that. So I got her on a travel team this year too. So we've been pretty busy.
2 kids on travel teams? That's crazy.
Two kids on travel teams.
Wow. Your boy
And
plays
my
a lot
daughter
of
does.
baseball.
Yeah. So he played on 2 teams this year. So we play up on a team. So he plays. Last year he was playing 10U, but he's able to play 9U. And our team only did 4 tournaments. So I talked to the other coach and was like, "Hey, you need some help?" He said, "Actually, we do." And it worked out. We had baseball 6 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Well, that's
For
pretty much
kids that age, when they play up, that's the best experience they can get. The game's faster, the pitching's faster. And if they can master that, then they go back down, everything slows down. So I'm a
Yep.
firm believer, in that. So I was watching the Blue Jays and the Rays the other night, and they were talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And they said his dad had Vlad Jr. playing with adults when he was 14 down in the island. 14, and he was holding his own. And look at him now. I mean, he's a beast. He's a beast in Major League Baseball. So it's amazing, but it's a good thing to have your kids in sports.
Have to, man. You got to keep them active, and I need my entertainment, so it works out.
your entertainment.
My entertainment.
Yelling at the refs or the kids, because you can do that at home about baseball.
What'd you say, Bo?
No, we're actually pretty good with the umps can do what they do, and it's stupid to get mad at them sometimes, man. Everyone's human. They had me out there umping in the field the other day because we got to one of his games and there was no ump. So whatever, I'll help out. Let's get this game going.
Yeah.
It's no
I
joke,
did
man.
that. We went. The reason we couldn't do it Monday night was because my grandson. Oh no, it's Tuesday night. Was it Tuesday night? Tuesday night. Couldn't do it because one night my grandson had a baseball game, so he's 7 years old playing baseball, and so that's just pure entertainment. But being at the baseball fields and across from us, the girls were playing, and it just made me miss Elizabeth playing softball. She's too old to play now, but I miss her playing ball for sure. It's fun times.
It is. I love it.
So that's a family affair over in Grand Rapids there, right? Preferred Flooring?
It is a family affair, man. It's me and 3 other siblings, and we finally brought our last sibling on to Preferred Flooring. She's in the office now, so when we say family owned and operated, we mean family owned and operated.
Now, what's the hazing like when you bring the last sibling in? There's got to be a lot of what you might call torture there, I would think.
She's with my brother all day, so you can only imagine the things that goes on over here.
That's torture enough.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Now, what's all their names? I know 3 of you, but I don't know the 4th one. What's everybody's names?
So my brother's name was Jose, and then my older sister, who we just brought in, is Noemi, and then you guys know Crystal.
Right. Crystal.
Everyone knows Crystal, or baby sister, as we like to call her.
Baby sister. I love it. I love the fact that you guys can get along. We were mentioning in the pre-show that I don't think I could work with my 2 siblings. I'm the youngest. I have 2 older sisters, and I just don't think it would be possible for me to work in the same state as they do.
My wife says 100% she'll never work with me, but us as siblings get along pretty good.
I've got 2 brothers, and I worked with them both for a while, and we don't talk a lot anymore, so I'm guessing that's...
See, that's the crazy thing with us, too, is we'll work together all day and then be like, "Hey, what you doing for dinner tonight?" "Well, we're all going over here. Let's go to Hoser's house and do a dinner."
And then go there and spend the night together or spend the afternoon together.
Yeah, holding hands and everything.
Usually that's the family that can argue and still get along the next day, that can keep it up, that can keep it together.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be able to blow steam for a while, and then, let's get the job done.
It's done. Let's keep on moving.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, baby sister's a badass, by the way. She attended the first heat weld class that Daniel instructed, and Mike Pigeon, puppy, he instructed. And she was the best student by far. That's not pandering. This is pandering, but baby sister badass is not pandering. She is. So
she'll give these guys a run for their money on the installation aspect of things.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've seen her fold over carpet and jump over the glue. I mean,
That video only has something like 28,000 views or something like that. No big deal.
Oh, she gotta love that.
oh, that's great. I remember. I'll never forget seeing that. I was like, that's hilarious. so
She didn't
I've
like
got
it at first.
Oh, go ahead.
She didn't like that video at first, but she grew into it.
So I've got to meet her and I've got to meet Jose, but I'll have to make it up there to meet your other sister. That'd be great. So what is there, like 12 days in the summer that is tolerable up there in Michigan? Or?
Nine
Nine.
days.
9 days. Kind of like Paul's place. I'm not going up there either.
Beautiful year round here. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Especially during football season. How them Lions doing?
We won Sunday, okay?
Is Matthew Stafford still your quarterback?
Yeah, I don't know how much for how much longer though. We'll see what happens.
He's a dog. Go dog.
He's pretty good when he can stay healthy, but he hasn't stayed healthy very often.
He has no protection.
He's got like a 3-game streak. That's the longest he played without getting hurt or something like that. And he's been in there, what, 8 years now, 7 years, something like that.
I think this is like 10.
Yeah.
He's been a while. So, Daniel, how did you come up through the industry? Where did you start? What was your career path to get you to this point?
So, when I started, my brother actually reeled me in. So he started with our brother-in-law at the time, and he just came up to me one day. He said, "Hey, we're doing a bunch of demo. You want to come help us? All you're going to be doing is picking up trash all day long." I was like, "Yeah, make some money. I'm 12 years old. Make some money to get some school clothes and stuff." So I went there and worked one day, and apparently they liked what I did. So it was every single summer after that I was working.
You got out of the flooring industry. That was the end for you.
Well, see, the thing is I went to the Target Sports certification, and William Thornton was the instructor. And one of his first questions is, how many of you guys have been doing this for 5 years or longer? That's it. You're never getting out. That's his magic number, is 5 years.
5 years. Yeah. I tell you, I've tried to get out of it multiple times, and it just keeps sucking me back in. To the point now where I'm not even trying to get out anymore. I'm enjoying it.
Nah, forget it. We're stuck.
You're stuck.
I enjoy it too. We talk like that, but the industry's making progress. I think really the social media stuff is a big part of that, being able to get out there and actually show people what you can do and what professionalism is. So before we get too far into that, because we're going to talk about that a little bit, you got your whole shirt in there, Sonny? Good.
What?
You good? You got your whole shirt in there now?
No, I'm just comfy. I'm leaning back in my chair.
So you did that. So did your brother start the business then? Is Preferred Flooring, or is that something you guys did together?
No, we worked for a subcontractor, and doing the whole getting paid on a 1099 thing, and not knowing that we were going to have to pay taxes and stuff like that. So I worked every summer up until I graduated. Then I started full time. And the guy that we were working for ended up moving out of state. And he tried talking my brother into running it over here, like all the jobs, while he was still owning the company. And it's just that didn't gel right with him. So he started a business, and then we hit the recession. So we
2008, 7, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 2007, I believe. So once that recession hit, it hit us hard over here, and just like everywhere else. But we approached the company that he worked for a little bit, and said, "Hey," he said, "I got me and 2 or 3 guys. I don't remember how many were there, but if you hire me, you got to hire these guys too. And they're like, come on.
I can see your brother saying that. Anybody who's met him knows he's that kind of guy. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, he's not one to just look out for himself. He knows that, he's got to fight for everyone. So we went over there and
Good crew. You want to keep them together too.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We went over there for 3 years, so from like 2007 to 2010, and that company just had like a lot of nepotism in it. So the project managers' kids were working there, and yeah.
Nepotism bothers you?
So you can't, tell us that. So he was running a crew and I was running a crew, and you can't tell us that we're number 1 and number 2, but we're the ones sitting at home when these guys are out working.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of didn't like that, and then seeing that there was a lot of other changes going on in the company. So we left in 2010 and started Preferred Flooring, just me and him.
2010, 10 years.
10 years.
So what are you doing now? You doing exclusively installation? Do you sell some flooring too? Larger jobs, or what do you?
We are a full service. So a majority of our work comes from the guys that we've been doing the work for years. And when we started selling material in 2018, I believe it was, it was out of necessity. Like everyone kept on coming to us, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? And we've always had to go to these other companies and like, just leave me some room to mark up. And no one really wanted to do that. So we got a warehouse and started getting our own accounts, and then talked to the guys that still give us work today. And it's like, hey, this is what we're doing. We'll definitely never step on your toes and bite the hand that feeds us, right? But we feel this is a necessary step in our progression.
Yeah, there's plenty of food out there for everybody. There's
There
plenty
is,
of room.
and whenever someone calls us that is a customer of theirs, we shut it down. It's like, I'd love to do it, but let me give Bob a call, and I'm sure he can help you. Stuff like that.
Right.
Really, every business goes through that. When they started their own businesses, they, ended up working as best they could with everybody that was there. And
Right. And we met with the president of one of the companies, and he was like, we support you guys 100%. This is how we got our start. Let me know how we can help you. Do you need to come into our office and spend a few days with us so you can kind of see the ins and outs of things? And they've been pretty helpful through the whole thing. So, I mean, it couldn't have gone any smoother.
That's very nice. Well, and I had the same thing with, Divergent being a new company to say, trying to find my wedge in the market. But the most important thing is be true to the industry. Don't go out there and lowball. Don't take everything out of balance. Be a good competitor, a friendly competitor, and your competitors will respect you. You do ethical things, and I get along with 99% of my competitors because I support the industry. Right? I'm not going to do anything to harm the gas prices or do something that would make it harder for them. Right? Because ultimately they could squish me if they wanted to. Right?
Yeah. So that's one other thing that we're dealing with is how competitive the installation market is. And for the past 10 years since we started is trying to creep up those installation prices, because we feel like a lot of the subcontractors are paying their guys on 1099s, and then they pay their guys on 1099s, and it's like it's a trickle effect. And then at the end of the year, a lot of these guys aren't even paying their taxes. So, I mean, not only are we losing out because they're charging less because they don't pay their taxes, but I mean, those taxes got to go somewhere to be accounted for and fix roads, whatever.
It's essentially a discount that they're passing on to their customers if they're not paying their taxes.
It is.
That's
It's
why we
gonna
need
be
to make
tough.
sure that just a guy with a trowel and a scraper can't be an installer. There's got to be some type of training. Segue.
Not yet, not yet. But yeah, that's very true. That based on how you run your business, whether what you can afford to do and can't afford to do, what you can afford to charge and not afford to charge, is absolutely impacted if you're running everything by the books and everything above board, compared to some companies that are working for cash consistently and not necessarily even accounting for things that they do. So there's no way that you can compete except long-term on reputation. I think that's what you're building and have built. You've been in business for 10 years. People know you. You've got that reputation, right?
We do. There's a lot of guys that, will go to a job site working with someone new, and they're like, I know you guys. I've seen you everywhere. We see your vans everywhere. You guys must have like 10 vans. No, we have 2.
But again,
But they
what you've
see
done
us.
a great job of is branding, and that's one of the main reasons we wanted you on here, because you've done such a great job of branding your company. We had Ken on here for marketing. He does a great job of marketing, but I haven't seen anybody who has branded their product better than Preferred Flooring. I see it everywhere, and it's the same PF. I'm repping the sweatshirt. I got the hat on. We have cups. We have mat. Oh, you've got gaiters. You've got just about anything that you can have, and it's consistent across all the platforms. That's what's impressive to me. You guys have done a really good job of that.
More than that, we had the Heatwell Flash Cove class at Arctics in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and we have pictures, and everybody's wearing Preferred Flooring stuff, and nobody's wearing any FCT stuff. It's
That was great. Yeah, they've got more swag than we did.
Yeah, more than Arctics. We were at Arctics, and nobody was, everybody was wearing Preferred Flooring stuff.
Exactly. Well, I think that's just a testament to the instructor.
Well, I kind of learned my lesson when I went to Surfaces for the first time, because Surfaces was right before the certification. And you go there and everyone's like passing out their shirts, and I'm like, yeah, we didn't bring anything this time.
We were a little busy.
I was a little busy.
For those that don't know, Daniel was competing in the Resilient Installation Contest at Surfaces.
Competing or winning?
Well, I was getting there. Way to give away the end of the story, but
Right. Thanks, Sonny.
Sorry. I'll go somewhere else.
But yeah, I mean, after you might have to get rid of your background to see it.
Yeah, you gotta
put it in the background.
There it is.
Nice.
Kinda.
Installer of the year.
Absolutely.
Impressive.
CFI Installer of the Year. That was phenomenal, and we've talked before about the stress of those. How did you enjoy being in that competition?
So I got yelled at quite a bit by Don Stika because a lot of people kept on coming up and asking me questions. And like I said, it's my nature. Hey, you need to know something technical. Let me explain it to you. Because they're like, hey, how do you do this? Because I always have problems with this. So I'm like, I'll take a minute. And he's like, you don't have enough time to answer everyone's questions. You need to focus on what you're doing over here. But I mean, sometimes you look up and that catwalk is full and you're like, man, this is kind of nerve-wracking now. I probably should have just kept my head down.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with how many people are just standing there watching thinking, I don't know. I don't think I've done it that way. He's in trouble.
Those inspectors are standing there watching you. They're critiquing everything that you're doing.
Oh, inspectors don't know how to install. Come on.
We just know if you followed the rules. That's all. We're just referees or umpires. That's all. But no, I'm not a craftsman. Daniel's a craftsman. There's no question.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Some people
at the end he did win.
hand skill.
At the end he did win. He got the award. You got a huge check
$500.
You got a Happy Gilmore check?
Yeah, I think must have been.
I do. I got it hanging up. They almost didn't let me bring it on the airplane.
Oh hell.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, I got this in Vegas. I got to take it home with me. I am glad to see if I brought that back, though. I hope they continue doing it, and I know that's their plan, and I hope they have the support to do it. So
Right. I'm actually trying to talk baby sister into getting into it.
nice.
I think I'm close.
What if
It
she?
was summertime, so she can go out there in the summertime and enjoy Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if she wins it once and gets into it again, and she wins the second time, then what? Then she's got bragging rights. You sure you want to do
She's
this?
got bragging rights already anyways. I look at her. She compares her work to mine all the time, and it's like, I can't even say nothing. She does a great job.
I know she does.
But
She does a fantastic job.
it's all right. I know who taught her.
Yeah. I met your brother. I know who taught you because he tells me every time I see him.
Well, I was gonna say it was Mike Pigeon, so
I did. I got to spend some time with him at FCICA in Nashville. Was that the last one, Nashville? So
Yep.
we got to walk the show a little bit, and I really got to just learn more about him. And like what you were saying before, he's just, I don't know how I can explain it. He's very deep. He's not superficial. You know, he's going to tell you what he thinks, and he's going to, walk you through anything that you have. He's just good people. You can just tell by meeting him, he's good people.
oh, absolutely.
So you guys picked up something else here recently. You're not just selling flooring, installing flooring. Now you're involved with Stubby Tools, right?
We are involved in Stubby Tools.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. We're the distributor in, I want to say the USA, but I actually just opened it up to Canada too. So I'll say North America.
Nice.
I seen him posting. This had to been like December of last year or something. And I seen the rollers, and you scroll by something, you're like, let me go back. I gotta watch this. So I was like, man, this is kind of interesting. I've never seen a roller like this. The rollers that we've all been using, I have difficulties getting it to do what I want it to do. And I looked at the Stubby rollers and I said, this can be a game changer right here. So I think I messaged him shortly after, just to not even be a distributor or anything. It's just like, dude, I need some of these tools. Let me get some. So, he gave me pricing and stuff and sent them over. I started messing with them in the boxes here at the shop. I did take them to the certification, but that's when it was still pretty brand new to me too. But the more I use them, the more I love them. And I think that's going to be the story with everyone that has purchased them so far.
It's one of those products that you can't describe it to someone. They've just got to put it in their hands.
They've got to put it in their hands and start using it.
Yeah.
Because, there are going to be those installers. Well, I already have a roller to use. Yeah, but once you start using this is what you're going to keep on you all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I think it fits in because one of the things we talked a little bit about is just your brand, your marketing and your branding and the things that you're doing on social media and so forth that really gets your name out there, gets you known as a person, but also your company. What are you all doing? How much time do you spend? What do you try to get out each week social media wise? What's your goal?
So that's been hard. So my goal would be at least one post a day. Lately, it has been happening, especially because we're working on a new hospital. It's going to be crunch time because the schedules are already behind, and everyone knows who always has to make that up.
It's the flooring guys.
It's the flooring guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would like to post at least once a day, and then I did create the hashtag Weld Wednesdays because it just flowed with me, man. I love heat welding, and I was like, man, these turbo tools are the best tools. So let's create this Weld Wednesdays and run with it and see how it goes. And I'd like to get more, but been so busy.
Is that pretty much what percentage of your business is commercial versus residential?
We're probably right now. It used to be 99% commercial, but now we're probably about 95.
Taking off the
We've been.
residential.
You can't say no when jobs fall in your lap.
Well, I mean, if you're getting a good price for them, why not do them? But obviously, it's not the big chunks of money that you get commercially. Well, not always, depending on what you're putting in. So
Well, we've been selling a lot of the click together vinyl, like everyone else, the rigid core stuff, and like everyone that works here hates doing stretch carpet, but like I said, when it falls in your lap, you can't say no.
yeah,
I think I remember you posting something a few weeks back, maybe a couple months ago now, that here's the first carpet you've done in a long time, and you could tell you were not happy.
No, but we've recently found a residential guy that for carpet, so that way we can start subbing a little bit of work out, because we're just so busy on the commercial side. It doesn't make sense for us to try and cater to both markets when we can sell both, but when we're selling the residential side, it's more cost effective because they're so much more efficient at it than we are. What takes me 2 days will take them 1 day.
Definitely.
And I had a question on the tip of my tongue, and now I'm forgetting about it. Oh well. Oh well. So right now you got 2 trucks out. How many crews how many employees do you have at this point?
It's me and my brother are 50-50 owners, and we have 5 employees. So sister, and then one family friend that I've known since he was in 2nd grade. He actually went to school with baby sister, and then 2 other guys that have came along since then. One of them, I think we found. No, it was just one of them was a post on Facebook that someone tagged us in, so we jumped on it. And then the other one was one of my brother's softball buddies, and he needed a job, so he came in for an interview, and I was like, I mean, he interviewed really well. Let's give him a shot. And he's been here now for 8 months.
I think that's the model that the installation industry should strive for. I think that what you've got going is a true business, a true entrepreneurial venture, right? You're trying to build something up so that you can have different crews out. You know, you can expand and you can diversify what you're doing with the stubby tools. And there's a big difference between that and what you see a lot. Not that it's necessarily a wrong thing if somebody just wants to go out, get their job done, and go home. But I think that expands the industry. What we're trying to do is, like you said, we're trying to build something bigger than just ourselves, is what I would say. So not only are we selling and installing, but like you said, we got the stubby tools, and then eventually we'll probably end up having more tools on the website. And I want to let people know that everything that we're selling are the tools that we use on a daily basis. So what I'm selling to you is what I'm going to use on my own jobs, and those are the only tools that I want to sell.
That's the best way to do it.
So you're getting the good quality stuff when you're coming to us.
And that's the way to do it. You know, don't sell it on price, sell it on quality.
we see a lot of, I know I lean towards the claims or the challenges of the industry. I think it's why I do what I do. I saw a post earlier this week that somebody had to replace a bunch of flooring because it came in the wrong color, and It wasn't their. They put it in. It was close. Whatever.
3 floors or something. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, you saw that one. You guys put processes in place to try to avoid those sorts of problems. I mean, accidents happen, obviously, but what kind of processes do you use from the time you get a product to the time you put it on the floor to qualify it and make sure it's in good shape and the right product and so forth?
Oh, when we're ordering our own jobs, most of the time the trucks come when no one's here, but when we are here, my sister's usually receiving them and double checking everything on the paperwork to make sure, yep, that's what we ordered. Yep, it's the right quantity. And for the most part, we haven't had any issues that could be like that because we're just ordering one job at a time. Where it's not like we have 20 orders coming in, so it's pretty easy for us to not even really have a process other than, yeah, it's the right stuff, put it on the shelf.
Yeah, that's different than what they were dealing with at the time, because I think they had it delivered right to the site and just did the
Right.
installation. So,
And then on the other side of things is like we're doing a brand new hospital, which is way out of our realm of doing things because that takes a lot of capital that you're not going to see for a very long time. So, stuff like that is why we're still grateful that these other companies were behind us on our decision to do our own thing, but still partner up with them. And when things like that are happening, it's either I'm going to their warehouse and picking it up and I'm making sure that the right stuff is there, or I'm calling them and saying, hey, this is what we need. Make sure it's on the truck when you bring the stuff out here. And it's been working out pretty well. And, I'll go through everything before we start installing one thing. And it's like, all right, we have this much of this much of this. Let's separate everything so that way nothing gets mixed up.
Yeah, so the onus is going to be on you or your brother, right? One of you two are going to verify what needs to go into the job, and then your crews will follow from there.
Yeah, or baby sister. It depends on who's leading the job, because if you're leading the job, you're typically the one that's going to load stuff up over at the warehouse or getting the delivery on site. And it's just a matter of knowing how to read a print and figuring out where stuff goes.
Yeah.
So I got a question here. Knowing you as much as I do, knowing what you've done with your business, when you sit back and you dream big, right? When you sit back and you think, all right, where would you like to get when you really sit back and think, here's what I could probably do with this thing? What's your big end game dream that you'd like to accomplish in the industry or in a business?
Have something that almost runs itself. Like, we all know that you only have a certain amount of miles on your knees, and what I'm learning lately is that your hips will also start hurting once you hit a certain age. It's 33, by the way. 33, your hips start hurting.
That certain age is 33.
But I mean, the end goal would to have a machine, try and pull in the right people that we can train now to not have to oversee 100% of everything.
Getting management in place, do you ever think about expanding out in territory wise or having multiple locations?
No, we don't want to get too far off of where we're at now. There's plenty of work here. Grand Rapids, Michigan is expanding like crazy all the time. So there's plenty of work where we're at. It's just a matter of convincing customers that a qualified installation is better than the alternative, better than the cheap installation.
Yeah. I was going to say a quality installation is better than an inexpensive installation. Usually the two do not coexist.
No, because I mean, just my brother's been talking with someone that we've only, done a few jobs for him. I mean, if that, and they'll always call us with questions and stuff. But this last one was, hey, our sheet vinyl guys kind of messed this one up. Can you tell us how to fix it? So he went out and looked at it, and it's like, you can't, man. There's no way to fix this. It's full replacement.
No really forgiving in resilient floors once it's installed. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a vet that was trying to get converted over to a hospital. In order to get converted over to a hospital, they needed to have the health department come in and say that everything was sanitary. And we all know how heat welds do when you don't do them right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's an absolute point of infection and point of contamination if that's not sealed up. No question.
So I mean, it sucks, but that's the world we live in, where some people are always going to look at that price, and some people, they may see the differences in the price, but when talking to us and going to our website and stuff, you can see that we're more than qualified to handle what you're putting in front of us.
Sure. Well, again, that goes back to your branding. I mean, just look at your trucks, look at how professional you guys look when you get there. And then obviously the work that you do, it's easy to see.
Well,
What are some of the other organizations that you belong to in the flooring industry?
So definitely the NAFCT. I think you guys have heard about them.
Heard of them.
amazing people there. Amazing.
At least one of them is.
Well, thank you.
He has a beard.
Oh crap.
I'm fond of the beards over here.
Yeah, but I got hair. We both got hair. It's not the beard. Whatever.
But we're part of the FCICA. We're part of CFI, the WFCA, and our local chamber, the Grand Rapids Chamber. When we started with them, they've actually gave us a lot of insight about how to run your business and not have your business run you, about working on the business rather than in the business, which was one of the main reasons why my brother came out of the field, because with both of us in the field 100% of the time, it's really hard to work on the business.
Right.
Absolutely.
No, definitely. Well, you mentioned FCICA, and I can see where their program would really fit preferred flooring is their certified installation manager program, their SIM program.
I'd like both me. We have seen that. I'd like both of us to go through that. I actually applied for the scholarship last time, but I didn't get it. But I mean, it went to a good person. We talked to Eduardo, and he's a great guy too. So
Yeah, Eduardo Martinez.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm happy that he got it, and we just have to start planning on how me and my brother can go through the class, because they do have virtual options and stuff now.
They do. They're making it a lot more accessible.
Right after he got back from the FCICA convention, we did plan on sending him to one of those, the 3 days to sim, but COVID kind of made different plans.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with training after everything gets cleared up here. I'm sure that's going to massively expand the online training, but I think it'll be more a combination of the two. Before it was almost all hands-on. Right now, it's almost all online. I think it's going to be a really good hybrid of the two by the time everything clears up.
Right. It can almost be like you send them, these videos to watch, and by the time that you get them in the shop, they already kind of know the basics of things, and then you can run with it from there.
Yeah, reinforce it and hands-on.
Yeah, to be honest, we should have been doing that 10 years ago. I mean, the flooring industry is way behind on virtual training, video training, doing a class like this over Skype or Zoom or whatever it is. So it's good that it's happening. We've kind of talked about that before with Mark, but
It's not, yeah, it's not just flooring installation. It's really across the board. I think in the construction industry, cleaning and restoration was in the same spot.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we need it for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what comes out the other side and get past all this COVID.
Sooner the better. Sooner the better. So we're getting close on our time here. Where can everybody find you, Daniel?
You can find me at preferredflooringmi.com. You can get a hold of me through my email, daniel@preferredflooringmi.com. And you can give me a call, 616-262-1379 is my cell number.
24 hours a day, right?
Brave. That's a brave.
Brave, right?
When I go to bed, I'm going to have it forwarded to your number, though.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change my number now because I've met some of the people that watch this, and you could get an interesting text around 2 o'clock in the morning.
Baby sister's not the only badass going on now.
No, but before we do end things, I did want to kind of get into the education aspect of like kind of what we've been talking about. But I just want to let people know that before I was kind of that guy that was, why do I need to go to this certification class when I already know how to do things? And then I started my certification venture with Armstrong, and I actually didn't do another certification for probably 6 years after that one. But then the next one I went to, it was like, man, these guys, like, it's not only me that knows what I'm doing, but these guys can actually, we can feed off each other. I can teach them some stuff. They can teach me some stuff. And then you just meet some really cool people. So it just progressed after that. And it was kind of like a snowball rolling downhill, right? It's like, let's just see how big we can get this. And, you know, I definitely still need some training because there's things that I can work on, and there's definitely things that I can teach other people, which is why I got with the NAFCT and spread some knowledge. And it's not, you can't have a closed mind and say, I already know how to do this. I don't ever need to revisit anything. Technology changes all the time. And I'm not talking about computers and stuff. I'm talking about adhesives, the materials they make the flooring with. All it takes is, you know, a little change, and you'd have to do things completely different.
Right. The whole mindset of I've been doing it this way for 20 years. You can't think like that anymore. It's going to get you in trouble.
You can't. And you have to be really open to learning and accepting that you're wrong with some of the things that you do. As soon as you can do that, you can move forward, man. And knowledge is power.
Yep. Yeah.
I think
yeah. So we were planning on having a lot more of those heat weld classes in 2020, but you know, obviously things changed with the pandemic that's going on. But you know, when you go to those trainings, I think some people think, oh, they're going to go and they're just going to try to train me on how to install floors, and I already know how to do floors. And you can't look at it that way. You've got to look at it. What's the one thing? What's the one thing? At every module you go through, the one thing. What is it? And if you walk away with that, then you've won.
I think you learn that from even going out and instructing courses, right? You've got other people you're instructing with. You've got people that come in there from different areas. The last inspector course I did for the wood floor inspections was at Madison in the Forest Products Lab. And of course you got Alex Wiedenhoff, but we also had an engineer in the class. An engineer brought a whole different line of thought to everything we were teaching. It's amazing when you start working with people that are at a high level in their industry, how that interchange of ideas, that interchange of thoughts teaches you so much.
Yeah, just the open discussion that you have with colleagues. I mean, you're going to learn something. Just figure out what it is. Just listen to somebody.
Right. And it's great being in the same room with like-minded people, man. The conversations get a little ridiculous sometimes, especially if Paul's there. But
I love it. This guy's the best.
Yeah, some things get overthought sometimes, and some wild ideas. But some of my wild ideas, Sonny thinks are pretty good too. So that's
Yeah.
1 in 1,000, but
One or two have been okay.
1 or 2.
Everything starts with an idea, though, right? So
That's right.
someone's got to think about them.
Yeah, and there's a long way to go. We got an industry that has such great potential, right? The people that come into it are people that are that learn in a very hands-on, very engaged way. But they're people that have been self-taught in so many ways, and that's such an amazing strength as long as you can kind of incorporate that with filling in those things that you haven't learned yet, right? It's a very in-depth way to learn if you can recognize where it's working and where it's not, right? We don't need to just sit back and simply read books about what we do. This is what you do is a craft. You have to learn it, and you have to do it, and you have to screw it up sometimes.
You have to mess it up.
Yeah, you got to
and
mess
then
it
learn
up.
how to fix it.
Yep.
You gotta mess it up and then hurry up and fix it before anyone else sees it.
One of my favorite sayings is experience is what you get when things go right, and wisdom is what you get when things go wrong.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of wisdom. Lots of wisdom.
We all do.
But we look forward to doing more of those classes and working together to get those classes out there. I think it was well received, especially considering it was the first one that, well, technically the second, but really the first one we did as a whole class and exam.
Well, as a certification, that was the first one. That was just a class.
And I think it went great, man. There was a lot of great people out there. Some of those guys still, message me, text me, call me sometimes. Like, if you got questions, definitely shoot them my way. If I don't know, we'll ask Paul.
Yep. Yeah, a few of them I've stayed in touch with. Some of them I haven't heard from ever again, but some of them, I've stayed in touch with. So it's good.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we probably should wrap this up. Of course, you can reach Sonny and I at Sonny at NAFCT, Paul at NAFCT. It's probably the easiest place to reach us. You've got Daniel's phone number. Go ahead and shoot him a text.
Just go rewind that and keep playing it over and over.
Right.
Probably
I'll say it
during
again.
regular business hours, though. How about that?
I'll say it again. 616-262-1379.
Oh.
Oh, man. I'm going to get so many prank phone calls now.
Man,
I don't know.
Don't forget to go to the website and check us out. preferredflooringmi.com. Go in there, and everything is on sale right now. You can get these sweet sweaters, the hats, everything's on sale.
hey, I'm telling
Except
you,
for
these things are nice. I love it.
Except for the stubby. The stubby has a coupon code for the stubby.
Oh,
You
very nice.
use the coupon code stubby, you get, I think, 10% off.
We should have asked for a special code for him to be on the show. Our listeners only our listeners can get 10% off with that code, right?
I can make you a coupon code right now. How about this? NAFCT 10% off.
There you go.
Nice. NAFCT 10% off Stubby Tools. All preferred, or go to their website. That's awesome. Thank you, man.
Enjoyed it. Dan.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No, man, glad you can make it. Glad we could finally get it together. I know we've been trying for a while, so I'm glad it worked out.
Me too. It's always a good time talking with you guys, and we got to try and do it a little more often, I think.
Are we at the Oscars? Are you playing the music in the background?
You're lucky I got rid of the sound effects. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you, buddy.
Thank you.
See you.
Every night when she makes the